Disclaimer. If you have not seen part 15 of Majora's Mask, you will not know the story, the beginning of the story Quinn's about to tell. Take it away, my man!
So, damn, you'd be reflecting that light with that shield, though.
Yep,
as we talked about in episode 15, or more so I talked about, my toilet was clogged.
By yours truly.
By Salvy. And actually, I don't remember if we ever mentioned that it was you who did it. Did we?
We probably did. No,
it's
it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely mentioned that. What?
And anyways, after that was episode, when did we record that? I guess that would have been exactly
1
a week ago.
Yeah, 1 week ago.
My toilet could... Damn, that's creepy.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm getting distracted by everything.
Yeah, I mean, we are playing a video game, which, is why people are here, I guess.
For another... What did I call you? Wednesday? Or Tuesday?
It was definitely at least Wednesday.
Wednesday? So another 3 days later.
Wednesday night.
My toilet was still clogged. And, like I said, I had kind of been going... I don't know.
So it clogged because your water was turned off because they were fixing a pipe in your apartment building?
Yeah, and then you took a shit
I took a shit
no water.
while there's no water. It was right after the water came back on.
Yeah.
So, but the pipes were, dry. Drier than...
Dry as a bone.
Yeah.
So I'd just been taking shits elsewhere. And also in the box, of course. The Bingo box. So anyway...
Yeah, Quinn takes the shit in a Tango box. Go watch episode 15. Just pull it up.
Get back. I was visiting, my mom. I was doing something, and I get back home, and instantly I'm like, oh, I gotta take a shit. And I just left her house. I'm like, oh my god, but I can't go back, because then she's like, Quinn, why are you back to take a shit? And I don't want to tell her that, I haven't fixed my toilet,
Wait, you seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing this. They got the moves, like Jagger, I gotta say. So I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? So I just don't do anything for a bit. I'm just like, you know what, maybe it'll go away.
That actually does happen. Sometimes I'll be at work and I'll be having to take a shit, and I just won't, and then I won't do it forever.
Yeah, no, that happens. That's what I was banking on. But anyways,
it
didn't happen. Fast forward maybe 1 or 2 hours, I'm like, okay, I really gotta go now. I kind of avoided it by being distracted by just a game, I was playing Pokemon or something. And I was like, okay, I really gotta go. What do I have? What can I use this time? So I go.
We got the Tupperware.
Yeah, no, I pace around and
we've got the bathtub.
I'm oh, I just used up the last of the peanut butter. This is perfect.
Oh my god.
And I had
Bachelor life.
I had put it in the sink to rinse it out. So it was all it was just a wet jar of
fill it back up with some
butter.
more peanut butter,
So I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So I grab it and then I take it to the bathroom. I'm like, but it's really small. Because it's not it wasn't a big size peanut butter. It's a small size peanut butter jar. And I'm like, oh, this is really small. I feel like I could miss this really easily. So I opened the toilet, just all the way, both lids or whatever. Then I squatted and just held myself steady. Then I held it under me so that if I missed, it would just go in the toilet. That's better than, I don't know, on the floor or something. And I'm standing there crouched over
gross.
with the wet rim of the jar touching my butt. And I'm ready to start going. I'm like, man, I just can't do this, man. That's just too low for me.
Yeah, no, this sounds horrible.
So I'm like, oh, but it's just, I gotta go. So I set it on the floor, put the toilet seat, or the lid, the whatever, the circular one. And
why did you never call someone to fix your toilet? You had a broken toilet for over a week, and you were just like, it's chilling.
Well, because you told me to put water in it, I put water in it.
You're gonna listen to me, and it's still broken after a day. I told you a quick fix, oh yeah, over the course of a couple hours, just kind of keep putting.
Oh no, I was putting water in that bitch for days.
Yeah, you never thought, okay, this isn't working quite as well as Salvy said it would. Maybe I should call someone.
You never said it would only take a few hours. You just said that's what you did.
Why did you ask me again?
I don't know. I assumed that it wasn't an instant.
Why wouldn't I say hey Quinn, I've got a solution, but it will literally be weeks until you can take a shit.
Anyways, in my moment of weakness, I take a shit in the toilet. That was the final straw. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go. What's the worst that could happen? So I take a shit. I'm all done. I was like, oh, but the toilet paper, I'll just put it in the peanut butter thing, because, like, I don't want to put it in the toilet if it doesn't flush.
Is the peanut butter jar still there?
No, I threw it in the garbage.
Not the recycling?
Well, I thought about it, and then I was like, I don't want some poor homeless dude to, like, go rifling through it and then, like, touch it or whatever, so I decided the garbage on that one.
Alright, you know what? I'm fine with it. Hopefully the viewers are. They'll decide your fate.
Yeah, and anyways, and then I flush it, and of course, it just kind of, the water level raises, like, to the near the top, and then just stays there, and the poop's there. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just leave it for now, and then come back to it when the water level's lower. So, you know, come back a few hours later or whatever, and the water's all the way down, and the poop's just, like, sitting there at the bottom. So then I'm like, okay, well, I obviously can't leave it there, so I hadn't thrown out the can of peanut butter yet, so I grabbed it and I just, like, scooped in the poop. With, like, I used the lid and I just like, scraped it into the peanut butter jar. And then I threw it out, of course. Like, that was had to get rid of the evidence then.
I had to get rid of that.
But, of course, that was, like, only just the physical log itself, but because it had been sitting in water, it had, like, partially dissolved. And it was just, like, pretty brown in there. So I like, try to flush it again, and it does the same thing. It totally fills up, and the water's just, like, all brown this time, instead of clear like it was last time, obviously. And I'm like, damn, okay, I'll just leave it and come back to it, I guess, or whatever. And then the next time I go in there, and I just look at the toilet, I'm like, oh, fuck, I messed up. Because, like, before it didn't smell that bad at all.
So what does it look like? It's just fully, like...
The sides of the toilet were just, like, brown. And, like, like, streaks where, like, a drop had, like, gone through. And I'm like, okay, I'll just, like, piss on it. And I'll, like, pee on it, and it cleans it, like, a little bit, like, where the water had recently been. So it was still kind of wet. But then the rest, it was, like, crusted on. Not crusted, but, like... It was all brown.
By the way, so Quinn mentioned to me, like, he didn't tell me the full story, but he mentioned how, like, it looked bad. And he said, like, oh, I'm gonna do
What are you walking on?
Invisible platform.
Oh, okay.
Just vibe with it. He said he was gonna do before and after pictures, and I was like, just don't.
Yeah, no.
Like,
well, I didn't take them before anyway,
yeah,
so.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was like, just, even if you did, we're good.
I don't need to be reminded. So, yeah, and then so now it's all brown, and I'm like, okay, well, like, I could clean it, but every time I fill it with water, it's just gonna get brown again anyway, so I guess I'll just leave it. And, like, what would I do? Just rub a brush on it, and then the brush gets, like, disgusting? Like, it's just not gonna clean until it can flush properly. So I just, turn the fan on, shut the door on it, call it a day, and then, like, and then for that, so it was in that state for almost 2 whole days of being in that state. And of course I moved, like, my toothbrush into the kitchen because I didn't want to couldn't brush my teeth in there. Like, it smelled so bad in there. That's why I just kept the fan on, the door closed. I only went in there to pee. That was it. To pee and to fill it up with bowls of hot water.
Yeah.
To try to unclog it.
And was it doing that? Was it slowly going down? Was the water slowly going down?
It was, but it was taking hours each time.
Yeah, okay.
And then, so yeah, I was brushing my teeth in the kitchen and stuff. Trying to avoid going in there. And then eventually, like, I guess, like I said, on Wednesday, I poured some water into it, like, kind of right when I got up, and then I went in there not too much later, like an hour or something later, and it was, like, almost all the way down. I was like, damn, I think it's going down quicker than it was before. And it was getting, over time, it was getting less and less brown water, too, as it was kind of partially going down each time.
Right.
So it was getting more diluted.
Nice.
Which was kind of nice. I was like, oh, it's a little more diluted this time. It's a little more yellow because of the pee than it is brown. And yeah, anyways, then finally I pour one bowl of water in, and it's sitting there for a bit, and then, like, I'm just look away, I'm washing my hands, and then I, like, hear, like when the drain's almost done in the bath, like that kind of sound where it torpedoes. It did, like, that sound, and I look over, I'm like, what? Like, it's, oh my god! And then I'm like, oh, I should flush it. Wait, but there's no water in it now. So I like poured a bit more water in it, then flushed it, and it worked. I was like, oh my god!
And then you called
And
me.
I rushed into the I rushed into the living room, grabbed my phone, and called Salvy to let him know that my toilet's working again.
That made my day. That phone call.
It was so hype.
I
I've
was
never been
so
so happy
happy
in my
for you.
life, dude. I swear.
I can't believe you just didn't call a plumber. Like, just, hey, can you just unclog my toilet? And
Yeah.
so you still don't have a toilet plunger.
No. Well, I don't need one, homie. I got hot water. And I got a working toilet. And
But what if it starts overflowing? No, that's not what a plunger's for. The plunger's when it starts overflowing, and then you plunge it back down.
What?
Like, when it starts overflowing, then you put the plunger in it, you plunge it, and then that flushes it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was like to bring it up.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you want to bring the water up?
No, like if there's like a shit stuck in there, then you like, you suction suction the shit back up.
I don't know
into
the science
toilet.
behind it, but it's like, the water starts rising because it's overflowing.
Huh.
And it's about to overflow, and then you put the plunger in, and then you like suction the bottom to like create pressure near the hole, and then that
But
makes
if
it
it's
start
plugging the
draining.
hole, how would it go down? How would the water go?
Because you're
leave?
making pressure near it, so that when you release the pressure, the water starts going down.
Huh.
I don't know the exact science behind it, but yeah, that's what it's for.
Could ask my uncle. He's a plumber
Yeah.
actually. Should I just...
What? Oh my god. Yeah, you could ask him. That would be.
Anyways, I mean, it's totally good in there now. Obviously, right after it flushed, I gave it a proper wash, so it's totally clean now. Looks good as new. And it doesn't smell at all. Like, it's totally good.
Did you clean your bathroom?
Nope.
Cool.
But
Probably doesn't need it. You cleaned the toilet though.
I cleaned the toilet and I like threw out.
Can you imagine if you just
Right.
left it covered, crusted in poop?
I know. I considered it. No, I didn't.
For the ladies.
And like I obviously threw out like all the hand towel, the bath towel that were just kind of sitting there because those the particles had just been like floating around in that room for days, just shit particles in there flying around. So I threw those out. And now now I've taken shits in there since then, and it's nothing.
I'm happy for you.
Nothing, nothing gained, nothing learned.
That's awesome.
I think is the saying. Maybe that's not.
I
the
just
same.
went and got a piece of heart and just realized now I have to like go back through the area I just did. Well, that's great. Did you know that in the song "Fancy" by Iggy Azalea, she says "retarded"?
What? I didn't know that because we discussed it
Yeah.
prior to this
so
episode.
we were just listening to songs.
Like classic 2010s bops kind of like playlist. And of course, Fancy by Iggy Azalea. Like, you already know, in her words. In the fast lane.
And we're just listening to it, and at one point I'm like, wait, did she just say retarded? And we're like, no, like, she could, like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So then we look up the lyrics, and just straight up, she's like, this flow is retarded. Which also, I don't understand that being a bar, but, you do you, Iggy. Wait, this isn't the way I have to go.
Where are you going? Where are we, actually?
So we are in the Iconic Castle, which is this mini dungeon. It's so disgusting. Just the visuals, like just imagining this stuff. Like I'm glad you're comfortable talking about it, but holy crap! Like just like some of the visuals of you like squatting over a peanut butter jar, like just even for me, and I'm your best friend. Like I'm like, whew.
It's just the bachelor life, homie. Like, what can
oh my
I
god,
say?
that's in the episode that comes out tomorrow. At one point, you're just like the bachelor, like you whisper, I was like the bachelor life, and I'm like the bachelor life. So good. Okay, we're back up here. The bachelor life.
The bachelor life.
Shitting in peanut butter.
You're not a real bachelor until you've shat in a
you
Jango box.
shat. You fart shit.
You have to. I hope you've been keeping track of how many times you've shat in your life, because you have to reach a certain threshold before
Actually,
you're
that
a
reminds
bachelor.
me of a story. Once I was in kindergarten, or no, I was in grade 1, and I like farted really badly, and I think it was just because it was a new sensation for me. That I was really sweaty from playing outside, like
Right.
during recess. That I think my butt was just kind of sweaty. I think that's all it was.
That's bad. Swass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, it felt like, I just farted. My butt feels wet,
So you felt like
I think I just shat myself. I think I just pooped my pants. So I went to my kindergarten teacher. I was in grade 1, but I went to my kindergarten teacher and was like, "Hey, I think I pooped my pants," and he's like, "That's fine." Like, of course, he has like a bunch of pairs of pants, like, because kindergartners poop themselves. So I put on a new pair of pants, but there wasn't even like shit or anything.
Also, why would you not like change your underwear?
I can't remember the exact details, but anyway, there just wasn't any. Like, I just hadn't pooped my pants, but it was just since it was a new sensation, I was like, my sweaty butt like feels weird, So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Swat
but just
is where
thinking
it
back
annoyed.
to that, like, there wasn't poop when I changed pants. There just wasn't poop, but I was still, as a 6-year-old, still like, nope. But like, it went somewhere. I don't know where it went,
It
but
just like it fell out my pant leg or something.
I think we are supposed to go back there. So
Nice. Yeah, I remember playing games and stuff. I used to always work up a sweat. Like I could get sweaty
God.
like really easily. Like I could just do anything and start sweating basically.
Look at them. Me when work's over. Me when it's the
when morning comes.
Me at lunchtime.
And anyways, for some reason, a lot of the kids like the move after recess was to like go to the water fountain and just make yourself wet, like have like just splash a bunch of water all over your hair and your face and stuff. And they'd all do that, and then the teacher would be like, "No, you can't do that. You'd like stop. You're wasting water. Yada yada. It's getting messy. Damn, hit that.
Whoops.
Oh, you can hit for sure." And I remember because I was like sweaty, sometimes the teacher would just be like, "Quinn, you have to stop dousing yourself in the water fountain." I'd be like, "No, I didn't. I was just playing soccer." She's like, "No way, you're that."
No, ain't no way.
I was like, "Bruh, come on." So discrimination, man.
That reminded me of this time where I was just trying to get a bunch of attention as a stupid middle schooler, and I tried to drink the entire water fountain. There's some girl.
Dude, I remember those kids who would like just put their entire mouths on the water fountain and I'm just like, oh god.
Hey, we got this guy.
Like
again.
even in elementary school, I was like, damn. Like even I was like, guys, come on. Like that's so gross. Stop deep throating the fountain.
My best friend Casey, in elementary school, he licked the garbage can, which was the absolute play.
The absolute
play of the century.
But did he put his whole mouth over the fountain?
Oh, I thought you were saying the garbage can.
Damn! It's got that snake jaw, just unhinges.
Puts his entire mouth over the garbage can. it just kisses the whole thing. Oh, that'd be awesome. Who was the fastest kid in your elementary school? Or like in your grade or whatever? Because that was the coolest kid, right?
Who was the fastest? Probably like Samson was always really
Samson was
fast.
good,
I think we
yeah.
mentioned him last episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
he was always like pretty fast and like athletic too. He could jump hella high.
Wasn't that funny? Just like how back in like elementary school, the kid that was the fastest was just like the coolest kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like all the girls had a crush on the fast kid.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I miss those days.
The fast kid. That's so true though. What?
It's just
it really was like that. Speaking of being fast, I remember one time me and my friend Evan were like just racing, on foot across the field to get to a certain place, and he was holding like just a stick, like a big heavy stick. It was almost like a club, and because we were just racing, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you," and he just fucking like whacked me as hard as he could in the shin while we were running, and obviously I fell over, and it made me pull a muscle in my leg, and he just fucking whacked me with a giant stick mid race.
I'm gonna die. I didn't.
That was pretty funny.
Thanks.
It's okay, Evan. I forgive you.
When are we gonna have the ex-best friends on? Casey and Evan. So like, because like me and Casey just drifted apart. Like that was all.
Yeah,
it was.
same with Evan. Like we're on good terms. Like
Yeah, me and
but-
Casey are good. Actually, at the end of grade 12, it's kind of embarrassing. I went over to, so we're at grad, and all the families are there, and then someone, I can't remember who came, but someone was like, "Hey, we want you, Sophia, and Casey to remake that picture of like the three of you. I think it's that one with us holding the like in the middle, like baby Salvador, baby Sophia, kind of in like the middle, yeah." We wanted to like remake those pictures, or at least just get a picture of the three of us, right? And I go over to Casey's dad, and I say hi to him, and he's like, "Sorry, who are you?" And I like was like, "Salvador," and he's like, "Holy shit!" Because me and Casey, we grew apart in middle school, which is fine. Like it happens, right? Like people grow apart in middle school, but we were best friends for like I don't know how many years, like kindergarten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 years. And wow, I just walked right through that room that I died in. That's so stupid. I died in that room. So his dad had seen me for all of high school and a bit, so 6 years, and obviously I'd grown like a lot in that time. And I just like so he hugged me and I hugged him, and I started crying because I realized like, wow, like I just haven't seen this guy, like just this dad. Like he was like Casey's dad, he was a big part of my life. I see him all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single day. So the fact that this guy just didn't recognize me really hit me. So I just started crying. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like I don't know what's happening. Like this is a lot." And then suddenly Casey came over and I hugged him, and then we got pictures. And then oh god, I gotta put the mask on quick. Oh, thank god. Did I put it on? No, I didn't. Okay. And then Jacob, who was also, Jacob. All these friends of mine from elementary school were suddenly all there, and I'm crying, and I feel so embarrassed, but it was obviously a big moment. So.
Yeah, that's nice.
Anyway, next time on Salvy and Quinn, we will do a boss fight. I hope you enjoyed this poop-filled peanut butter jar of an episode.
Wet peanut butter jar.
Stop, man.
You feel the rib just like press.
Stop!